Hey everyone, Reverend Geek here, and guess what happened today? If you don't know by now, you must be living under a rock. The second teaser trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens dropped today. And all I can say is J.J. Abrams at Celebration was not lying when he said it's got its own style, but it beautifully melds the styles of the previous two trilogies, and I think that was quite evident in what we got today from this new teaser trailer. So without further ado, let's just look at it and break it down. So of course, the first thing we get is this beautiful pan shot where we get to see a Star Destroyer and a X-Wing fighter in the dirt of Tatooine or whatever this planet is. And it's just a wonderful little shot, a little nod to what's going on with the war, this Cold War that we're hearing about, if those rumors are true. And this kind of just adds to that possibility. The next shot we get is of Darth Vader's melted mask. We know that Luke burned his father in Darth Vader's armor at the end of Return of the Jedi, and this is just showing us that that had happened. It was probably, since we know that the war has gone on and the Empire has existed still for these 30 years, that uh, somebody was bound to go on Endor and see the burned remains of Darth Vader and understand, maybe even begin a little bit of fear about the power of Luke Skywalker and what this meant to the future of the Empire. Um, so we get this one shot, which I think is beautiful, because if you look also at the mask and you see how it looks, we all remember that scene where Vader is torn between Luke and the Emperor, and he finally picks up the Emperor, and the lightning, the Force lightning, is just circulating, and we get to see kind of an outline of a skull in the mask. And we kind of get that again with this, with the way that the Vader mask has been melted. Next, we see Luke's hand. This is actually, these last two shots are part of Luke giving pretty much what I thought as I watched this was a word for word rip of what happened in Return of the Jedi when he was trying to explain to Leia who they were to one another. When he's saying, "This force strong, the force runs strong in my family. My father has it, I have it, and my sister has it." But in this case, we get this shot and we can tell it's him. We see the hand. It's kind of looking the way his father's hand did in the prequel trilogy. So it's telling me that he's been supposedly in hiding for a while, so he may have just gone with the bare hand look, or this might even be his original hand, and he just didn't want the look of his hand, the flesh color on his hand anymore. But who knows? But then we get the scene with a lightsaber being passed on, and I don't know if this is Rey passing it on to Leia or Leia passing it on to Rey, but this is where he says, "My sister has it," and then we have this pause, and he's like, "You also have it," and this to me verifies, probably, most likely, that Rey is his niece, and that she is the third generation of Skywalker. Um, we'll find out as we go on in this movie, but I think it's without a doubt, the fact that Han and Leia would be together for a while, that they would have had a child, and that this is definitely their child. The next shot we get is the X-wings flying over the water. This is kind of a another part of what we saw in the original trailer, and we go right into Poe Dameron, giving out that classic "you-ha," the Yahoo that Han made famous in the first Star Wars, and we get that throughout the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and kind of carries it now full circle 30 years later. Um, we next get in the shot, we get um, Kylo Ren, and he's slashing with that lightsaber. I wish I could have gotten that one shot, but trying to do these screenshots, it was really tough. But this is definitely a battle. I'm gonna say this might be where he goes against the Vicar, the character that's played by Max von Sydow. Um, he could be killing him at this time. It might even be when he slaughters Han, if those rumors are true. The next shot we get um, Finn and Rey. They're running. There's explosions going around. I think this goes with the scene that's near the end where it shows her and him, and she's giving a hand. It looks like that. But notice the outfit that she's wearing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Anakin's outfit from Phantom Menace, and somewhat of Luke's outfit. Um, from not from Return of the Jedi, but from Star Wars. And then we also, if you look at Finn, his outfit is definitely Luke's in that ceremony at the end of Star Wars, the original Star Wars: A New Hope. There's kind of this tie-in to let us know that there's something about these two characters that we need to know. And I kind of think it's nice. Rey's outfit also reminds me a little bit of her grandmother's. Some of the outfits that she wore in Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. But we get to see a little bit more of her sitting there. And finally, we get to see this other scene of Kylo as he's using the Force, pushing against somebody. He's got the lightsaber activated. There's stormtroopers right there, and he's definitely whether or not this is him against Luke or against the Vicar or someone else, I don't know, but this definitely looks like I'm not going to say that this is an end scene. It could be, but if you look at the background, it reminds me a lot of Revenge of the Sith. And like I said, there's a nice blend of just the styles of the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. Another shot that reminded me of the prequel trilogy, the end of Attack of the Clones, was that scene where we get to see for the first time the clone troopers. And in this one, we get to see the new stormtroopers turn around. And there's just kind of this really quick shot of what's going on. Next, we see this shot of Rey as she's looking up. I really can't say much for this, but it's kind of like an interesting. They've cast her well as Han and Leia's daughter. There's kind of that look that you can understand of who her fictional parents are in this. Then we get to see finally these new. First, we got to see the new X-wings. Now we get to see these new TIE fighters. You can tell from the flying shot that they're different. That when you first see them, there's something there that's different. I didn't notice this until I was taking the screenshots and I saw this scene where they're in the explosions in the hangar bay, that these TIE fighters are really reverse colors of what we had in the original trilogy. So it looks like we're advancing, but this Cold War has not allowed too much advancement in the tech. Money is definitely tight in this business, and they're definitely doing things a little bit to save money. Then we get a shot of Finn as he's taking the mask off, and I'm gonna guess that this is probably when he first senses the Force. He first gets that first sense of who he is as a Force-sensitive person, and this probably will go in somewhere with him on the desert, because if you notice, he's got a little bit of dirt there, a little bit of dust on the shoulders, and so he's it's definitely got to do probably fit somewhere just before that scene, the first scene in the first trailer that we got to see. Next off, we get to see this new Imperial Star Destroyer. It's a little bit more bigger in the control area. It looks like definitely looks different, but I don't know. I don't know how much bigger this is going to be. I don't know if this is what the Falcon is flying through at the end is one of these fallen bad boys, but it looks pretty good. We get to see then Gwendolyn Christie's character, this Chrome Trooper that she's playing. Um, you see her walking down the hall, and what would appear to be B-88 peering out at the side. And then we get some scenes of Finn and Rey. Rey giving Finn a hand up. And then we finally get to see the Falcon. The Falcon is flying and getting ready to go into the Star Destroyer. And finally, when the screen goes to black, we get the money shot. And that's Han and Chewie. Han saying, "We're home," which I think I've seen and heard some of the reactions going on online right now, and I just got to say that this is going to be probably the best part of the movie, at least what we've seen so far. But let me know in the comments what you think. I'm gonna probably in the next month give my what I think the plot details, how the story is gonna go. My predictions. We're about 6 months out almost, and then we'll see. We'll see if I'm a prophet or not. But anyway, that's it. This is Reverend Geek out.